Good morning. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to gauge your thoughts about the crowd being a larger capacity this weekend and what that means to you and your teammates going into such a big series this weekend starting tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, we're loving it. I mean, you see what the fans have done with 25%. So, having essentially twice that amount it's going to be huge for us, and it's going to be a loud stadium, and even the last couple weeks with a quarter percent, with a quarter of the capacity that we're allowed. It's been louder than I've ever heard it in my 3 years of being here. So we're all super excited to have it at 50, and I know the fans are too.
Colin?
And this is the first time we've gotten to talk to you since the LSU series. What was it like down in Baton Rouge, and how big was it for you guys to be able to sweep that doubleheader and carry some momentum into this weekend?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, they didn't necessarily have the crowds and the fan base I know they usually do, but to go into there and take 2 or 3, no matter what year it is, no matter what kind of team they have, is impressive. So I think it says a lot about us, especially that 7th inning of that second game. How resilient we were, and how we battled through and took the lead in that last inning. And it was an awesome weekend. And I feel like once we got that lead in that second game, the momentum completely switched, and I knew we were going to win that next game too, just because we had all the momentum, all the energy.
Dave?
Hey, Ice, thanks for doing this. Just wanted to ask you about Wes a little bit. I mean, he started the season so well. We obviously all knew he wasn't going to hit 800 for the year. And it's not like he's playing badly, but he's in a little bit of a rut right now. How is he handling it? Just what's his personality like, when the hits aren't falling as frequently as they used?
Yeah, I mean, he's handling it well, and even though he might not be hitting at the pace that he was before, hitting all the home runs that he was before, he's still a guy that's going to contribute. He's going to get on base, and he's going to get hits. Like, he's going to be a guy that helps us win no matter what. And he's also someone that's always happy-go-lucky attitude, is always smiling, and you can't tell that if he's being bothered or not. He's always happy to be there, and always got a smile on his face, and really radiates that energy. And I think it affects everyone else also.
Hey, how you doing? I'm with the Arkansas paper. I know you guys are ranked and you play, ranked teams, most weekends in the SEC, but Arkansas is number 1 in all the polls. Does that add a little bit to this weekend for y'all, and especially maybe with bigger crowds, maybe they help the atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does. Playing the number 1 team, and so far it's the biggest weekend of the year for us. And but at the same time, we know we just gotta play the way we play here at home. We've had a lot of success here at home this season, and and like you said, the bigger crowd, it's gonna be a big advantage to us. But playing the number 1 team, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna add a whole lot of pressure, but it does add a lot more meaning to this weekend for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Colin?
And you're kind of sticking with that, but just how Coach Kingston said this is kind of the reason why guys come to South Carolina to play in series like this. Just how excited are you for the opportunity you guys have to go out there and continue this momentum and play a team like this, and what's expected to be a pretty big atmosphere?
Yeah, everyone's super excited, and just to repeat it, I mean, having the added fan base, getting hopefully twice the amount of fans that we've been getting, that adds so much this weekend. And it's going to be, ballpark's going to be, I think it's going to be as loud as I've ever heard it this weekend. But yeah, it's what we come here for. It's what they talk about on our visits, what we see on TV, what we see on YouTube, all that stuff. And everyone's super excited to play again, number 1 team in the country, big crowds, and everyone's looking forward to it.
And you kind of touched on Wes a little bit. When Wes is struggling or not hitting as well as obviously at the pace he started with, what's your role in that or David Mindham's role in that in terms of putting together good at-bats behind him to maybe offer him some protection?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, having us behind him, that's, hopefully that creates, gives him a little more pitches, gives him some more pitches to hit. our job behind him is to make the pitcher not want to face us also. So they're not going to, give him as many free bags. And again, it's just the law of averages. He wasn't going to hit 450 the whole year. And when we start playing SEC teams, it's always going to kind of fizzle out a little bit. But I mean, everyone has a ton of confidence in him, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him heat back up, the second half of SEC play.
John?
Yeah, Thomas hasn't been quite as sharp on Friday nights here recently, but also hadn't gotten a whole lot of run support either. I know it's difficult to hit on against some of those other Friday night pitchers on, but how much burden do y'all feel is it offensively to be able to give him a little bit more support and help him out and help him with better results?
Yeah, I mean, I know all the hitters feel kind of bad about the run support we get them this year, and like you said, it's Friday night in the SEC, but at the same time, we still need to do a better job of just coming out, coming out on Friday with more energy, more, I don't even know, more focus maybe, but we simply have to do a better job. I mean, there's no reason we can't give them at least 2 runs every Friday. We can't go out there and get shut out or score 1 or 2 runs on a Friday. I mean, we gotta do a better job, and he's pitched way better than what his record shows, and again, hopefully the second half of SEC play we can come out and opening weekend or opening day of that weekend and give him some more runs.
Thanks.
Colin?
Andrew, you mentioned the fact that you guys are halfway through SEC play. What have you learned about this team through the first 15 in conference? What do you guys need to improve on as you get into the back half of this slate?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, this team has a lot of resilience. Last few weekends we've fallen behind first day of the series, and we found a way to come, claw back and win the next 2 games. But on that same note, we got to do a better job of coming out on Friday, or in this case Thursday, and really coming out and putting it on them, because it's hard to get down 1 game and come back and win the next 2. It really is, and we can't expect us to do that the whole year. As nice as it has been to come back and win all these series in a row, it makes it so much easier and takes a lot of pressure off if we win that first game.
And a lot of gets made about Arkansas's offense and the fact that they've hit 70 home runs. But now that you've been able to kind of maybe look at some scouting reports and see some film, what have you seen from their pitching staff and what they bring to the table? Yeah,
we really haven't seen a whole lot yet. I mean, I can't really comment much on what I've seen, because we haven't really seen a whole lot yet. We'll get more into that tonight and tomorrow morning. But I mean, I know they're gonna come out with some guys with some velocity, and that's nothing new. We've been seeing that all year. So I mean, we're gonna attack these guys like we've gone after every other SEC team we played, and I look forward to having similar results.